It didn't take long for Micah Parsons to remind everyone exactly what kind of player and personality he is. When asked about his looming contract extension, Parsons didn't hold back. He made it clear he sees himself as more than just a star on the Cowboys' defense. He sees himself as a generational talent, a player whose impact demands recognition. His words, "I'm not looking to be market value. I'm looking to be the top." That statement wasn't just about money, it was about respect, status, and a reminder to the Cowboys front office that their best player knows his worth. Micah isn't someone who speaks just to hear himself talk. When he says something like that, it's calculated. It's a message not only to Jerry Jones and the decision makers in Dallas, but also to the entire NFL. He's putting everyone on notice that he's not going to settle for less, not financially, not on the field, and definitely not when it comes to how he's viewed among the league's elite defenders. That's not arrogance, that's confidence built on 3 straight dominant seasons, Pro Bowl nods, and an unmatched ability to wreck game plans every single week. The timing of his statement also matters. Parsons didn't drop that quote in the middle of the offseason just for fun. He knows the Cowboys are heading into a season full of pressure, from Doc's contract situation to CeeDee Lamb's future to Mike McCarthy coaching for his job. By stepping up and saying he expects to be paid like the best, Micah put even more spotlight on himself and, by extension, on the team's front office. If they fumble this situation, the ripple effect could be massive. Let me ask you this: do you think Micah Parsons should already be the highest paid defender in the NFL? Drop your take in the comments, because this could spark a real debate among Cowboys Nation. Some fans might say he still needs to prove it in the playoffs. Others might argue he's already done more than enough. Wherever you stand, this is a conversation that's not going away anytime soon. And hey, if you love this kind of insight and want to stay plugged into everything going on with the Cowboys, hit that subscribe button right now. We're trying to hit 14,000 subscribers, and your support makes all the difference. Don't forget to give this video a like so more fans like you can find it. Tony Romo's reaction to Micah Parsons' bold statement caught a lot of people off guard, but maybe it shouldn't have. When Romo spoke on it, he didn't come down hard on Parsons. He didn't criticize or question the young star's mindset. Instead, he seemed to understand exactly where Micah was coming from. Romo said he loved the confidence and that Parsons has every right to believe he should be the highest paid defender. Coming from someone like Tony, who's lived through the pressure cooker of being a franchise face in Dallas, that kind of support speaks volumes. But let's not stop there. Romo might have been supportive on the surface, but if you listen closely, there's another layer to his comments. He also mentioned that with a contract like that comes more responsibility, more expectations, more pressure. And that pressure doesn't just come from the fans or the media, it comes from inside the building, from teammates, from coaches, and yes, from Jerry Jones himself. That's not a warning in the traditional sense. It's more like a reminder, a subtle way of saying, you want that bag? Be ready for everything that comes with it. That's the real heart of what Romo was getting at. It wasn't just about money, it was about legacy. Parsons is chasing greatness, and Romo knows better than most what that road looks like. It's not always smooth, and it's never just about talent. Romo's career was defined by highs and lows, by clutch throws and crushing playoff losses. So when he talks about the weight of expectations, he's not speculating, he's speaking from experience. Maybe Romo sees a bit of himself in Micah, or maybe he just wants to make sure the kid is ready for what's coming. Now here's a question for you: do you think Tony Romo was being supportive of Micah Parsons, or was he trying to send a subtle warning? Vote in the comments, support or warning. I want to know where you stand, because I think this one's going to divide some opinions. And if you've ever appreciated what Romo did for this franchise, go ahead and smash that like button right now. We're building something special here at Cowboys News TV, and we want you to be part of it. Don't forget to subscribe and help us get to 14,000 subscribers. We're getting closer every day. When it comes to high-stakes contract talks, no one plays the game quite like Jerry Jones. He's been doing this for decades, negotiating, delaying, and often dragging things out until the very last moment. So when Micah Parsons made his bold statement and Tony Romo added his 2 cents, you better believe Jerry was paying close attention, and not just as a passive listener. For Jerry, this is the kind of moment that tests everything: his leadership, his philosophy, and his grip on how this team is built. Let's not forget, Jerry has a track record. He slow-played deals with star players before. Remember what happened with Dak Prescott? That contract saga dragged on for years. Same with DeMarcus Lawrence and even Ezekiel Elliott. Sometimes it worked out, other times, not so much. And now here we are again, another superstar on the rise, making it clear he expects to be paid like the top guy. If Jerry hesitates or plays hardball, there's a risk of tension building behind the scenes. Not just with Parsons, but with other players watching how this all unfolds. What makes this situation even trickier is that Parsons isn't just any player. He's the heartbeat of this defense. He sets the tone. He plays with fire, passion, and leadership. If there's any player on this roster who can back up his words with production, it's Micah. But Jerry knows that once you pay one guy at the top of the market, the dominoes start to fall. CeeDee Lamb is watching. So is Doc. So are a dozen other guys whose agents are keeping tabs on every word said in public and behind closed doors. The front office dilemma here is real. Lock Micah in early and you might overpay based on projections. Wait too long and you could alienate the most dynamic player on your roster. That's the tightrope Jerry Jones is walking right now. And in classic Cowboys fashion, there's no guarantee which way he'll lean. Will he finally learn from past delays and make this deal happen smoothly? Or will we see another contract standoff stretch into the season? So here's the big yes or no for you. Do you trust Jerry Jones to get this deal right with Micah Parsons? Let me know in the comments. This is a defining moment for the franchise, and I want to hear from real fans like you. Also, if you've made it this far, you're clearly locked in like a true Cowboys diehard, so hit that subscribe button. We're closing in on 14,000 and your support pushes us that much closer. And let's try to get this video to 500 likes if you believe Jerry needs to wake up and take care of business with Micah. Micah Parsons isn't just sending messages through the media, he's doing it with his actions too. This offseason, instead of just waiting around to see what the Cowboys would do, he's been working harder than ever. His training regimen has been intense, his focus razor sharp, and his public appearances calculated. Every move he's making right now screams one thing: I'm ready to lead. Not just as the best player on defense, but as the face of the franchise. It's a shift we've seen coming, and now it feels like it's finally here. And that's what makes this whole situation even more urgent. Micah's not asking to be paid for what he did 2 years ago, he's asking to be paid for what he's about to do. He sees where the league is going. He watches what guys like Nick Bosa, TJ Watt, and Aaron Donald are getting, and he knows his numbers are right there with them. Maybe even better when you consider the versatility he brings. Parsons isn't just a pass rusher. He's a hybrid force who lines up everywhere, disrupts everything, and gives offenses nightmares. The way he carries himself now, you can tell he knows he's stepping into a different phase of his career. It's not just about highlights and sacks anymore, it's about leadership, about legacy, about being the standard for everyone else in that locker room. That's a big reason why his comments hit so hard. They weren't just personal. They were a signal to the team, the fans, and the front office that he's embracing the responsibility that comes with greatness. But here's something to think about: how much should a player's leadership factor into what they get paid? Should it be all about stats, or do intangibles like leadership, accountability, and setting the tone carry just as much weight? I want you to sound off in the comments. Let's hear how you would balance production versus presence. And if you're the kind of fan who loves watching players grow into legends right before your eyes, then you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a beat as Micah's journey continues. We're building toward that 14,000 subscriber milestone, and you being part of that makes all the difference. So now the stage is set. Micah Parsons has made his intentions crystal clear. He's not aiming for market value, he's aiming for the top. Tony Romo has weighed in with a mixture of support and realism. Jerry Jones is staring down yet another high-profile contract decision. And through it all, the spotlight on the Dallas Cowboys just keeps getting hotter. That's life in Big D, where every move gets magnified, every word gets dissected, and every decision has the power to shape the future of the franchise. What makes this moment so important isn't just the money or the headlines, it's what it represents for the identity of this team moving forward. If the Cowboys step up and reward Parsons with the kind of deal that reflects his impact, it sends a message that they're serious about building around elite talent. It shows that they're learning from the past and investing in the future. But if they drag this out, create drama, or lowball him, it could fracture trust in a way that's hard to repair, not just with Micah, but with the locker room and the fan base too. And let's not pretend there's no urgency. This team is trying to compete for a Super Bowl right now. Not 3 years from now. Right now, Micah Parsons is a centerpiece of that effort. Every game he plays on his rookie contract is value the Cowboys should be maximizing, not risking. The longer this goes without a resolution, the more it becomes a distraction. And in a season already filled with question marks, Doc's deal, CeeDee's future, McCarthy's job security, do the Cowboys really need another storyline pulling? Focus, here's the truth. You can't build a championship roster. You're always playing catch-up with your best players. Parsons has done everything you could ask of a franchise cornerstone on the field, off the field, in the locker room, and now at the negotiating table. It's time for the front office to step up and meet him there. No drama, no delay, just recognition of who he is and what he brings. So tell me this, do you believe the Cowboys will get this deal done before the season starts? Yes or no? Let me know in the comments. This could be one of the biggest turning points in the Micah Parsons era. And before you go, make sure you hit that like button if you're riding with Micah all the way. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a beat. We're pushing hard to hit 14,000 subscribers, and we're counting on fans like you to help us get there. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you in the next one.